give me rent.
You'll get your rent when you fix
I
this.
don't want to hear you.
Want to put some dirt in
No. Well, maybe you've been getting away with this kind of nonsense, but you're not going to get away with this kind of nonsense here.
Splitting rent with your significant other. I have things to say about this, and that is I am for equal rights and for, women getting paid as much as men for the same job. Everything should be equal, right? But my issue is a lot of girls still want a man to take care of them. So they want these equal rights, but then they aren't willing to do the things that come with that.
True.
For example, the huge thing is rent, right? Oh, he should be paying all of the rent. I personally believe it should be split based off income. If he makes significantly more, he should take a bigger chunk of the rent. If you make significantly more, you should take a bigger chunk of the rent.
Interesting.
I know that men are supposed to take care of you, but it's like, you got to pick and choose your battles here. So, for example, me and my boyfriend currently split rent. We make similar income. I haven't done exactly the math, but it is pretty similar, and it has been up until this point. 50-50 is how we do it right now. And then he takes care of, I take care of the utilities, and he takes care of, the Wi-Fi and, of the other little stuff. Anyway, I got a new job, and it pays 2 to 3 times more than my current job. In fact, it pays as much as what we make together. So we have to relocate, and I have to pay the fee to break the lease, which I agreed to do. They incorporated in my salary, right? So I'm paying for that. And I am taking over all of the rent in our new apartment. I'm paying 100% of the rent. Don't worry. It's not like he was like, okay, sounds good. No, he gave me a lot of pushback, and it finally took me being like, no. I am making in this one job significantly more money, and not only that, keep in mind, that is my only expense.
Okay.
Except a few credit card payments here and there. Rent is straight up my only expense. I don't have a car I have to make payments on. Any of that. It's literally rent, groceries, gas. That's it. And not only that is, we split 50-50 right here in Florida, right? Me taking on the whole amount of rent in the new place we're about to live is the same price as what I pay here in Florida. So not only is my salary increasing 2 to 3 times,
Right.
my bills aren't getting more expensive. In fact, they're probably going to end up a little bit cheaper. So why would I not take on the full expense? And there shouldn't be any shaming. I'm sure people are going to get on here and be like, oh, we'll do it, and just say some shit about my boyfriend. No. I'm the one that had this idea. I'm the one that agreed to it. We're moving for me, my job, and I'm the one that makes significantly more. The breadwinner, if you will say. I'll make jokes here and there, breadwinner, but it's
Yeah, jokes.
I don't look down on him, and I don't think that should be a thing.
2 things I got out of this video. The first thing is what I noticed and recognized that her and a significant other, they work as a team. You have to learn how to work as a team together if you're a couple, especially in this day and age. Everything is so expensive. And men, your pride, you have to kick that to the curb. If your woman's making more than you and it's not going to her head and she's a pretty sensible, reasonable person like this young lady here, go for it. She's looking out for her man. I think that's a beautiful thing. I know women from Africa and other countries come on, and they say that 50-50 thing don't work over here because of our culture and stuff like that. Yeah, but the cost of living over there is totally different than it is here. So it makes a lot of sense. And plus, she said her man was against it at first. He was against her paying the whole rent. But it only makes sense if you're moving from an area, you're paying the same amount of rent, and you move to another area, and you're paying the same amount of rent, and you're making more. It only makes sense that she pays the whole thing. And she suggests that. That's sweet. It really is. It really is. Because you have to work. Look, a dozen and a half of eggs are $7. I went to the supermarket today, and a dozen and a half of eggs, they used to be $3.99. This particular brand. Now, $7. I walked in, $7. Loaves of bread are up to, if you want to get the grain bread, $6.45. Like the Big Dave bread. Come on now. It's cost a lot to make it these days. So that only makes sense. The second thing I got from this video is that women can no longer complain that men make more than they do. Now, as far as the same position, they might trail a little bit, but I'm going to tell you, anytime a man is not making as much as his woman, I mean, this video just goes to show that women are, getting these jobs and they're making a lot more than their men. But you have some women out here that are making. I mean, she's a very reasonable person. She's very mature, because some women in her position will dump that man. Hey, I'm making more, and then look for somebody that's more on her level as far as salary wise. It happens. But she's down to earth. She's like a down to earth person, and she want to help out. And if she's willing to help out in times like these, why not? So men, if you got a woman like that, kick your pride to the curb. It's all about making it. It's all about playing it as a team. Both of you are a team. And that's the way it should be these days. It should be that way. Not enough people are doing it. Not enough couples are doing it.